So I want to show you guys how I make my lotion bars and variations of that. So we're going to start off with the pan. The first thing you want to do is get some water heating in the pan. And you want a kind of a tall pan, and then you want to create this double boiler situation with a measuring cup. So it's just going to hang on the inside just like that. And I'm going to put the cup in there first, and then I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to fill this with water, pretty high, because this hot water is what's going to melt what we're going to put in there. So let's fill that up, and I'll show you, while that's filling, let me slow it down a little bit. I'm going to show you what I have over here. So how I make my lotion bars is about a third beeswax, a third of shea butter is what I prefer, but you can use cocoa butter, and then a third of some kind of oil. And I'll explain the oils that I use in just a minute. And I don't want that to overfill, so. Okay, that's pretty full. You do not want any water going into the measuring cup. So you want to be careful about that. So, get that heating. There we go. All right, now I can explain the other stuff. So you can use cocoa butter or shea butter. I prefer shea butter. This is what I found at Hobby Lobby, but I prefer this right here, this unrefined shea butter. I got it off of Amazon. It comes in a more environmentally friendly packaging, plus it's just a better product. But this is okay. You can also use cocoa butter, but I like that shea butter doesn't have a scent, and I like how it feels. And then you want about a third, and by volume, of beeswax, and I prefer to use the pastilles because they're just easy to pour. And then you want a third of some kind of oil, like if you want it for your face, jojoba oil, almond oil. I like hemp oil. I got this at Hobby Lobby. Coconut oil for your body, especially coconut oil is pretty good. And so with this combination of 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 by volume, you can make the lotion bars. When it's everything's melted, we're gonna pour it into a mold. So you can get fun molds like this. I like the cubes. You can add color. This is just a mineral powder. There's no chemicals or whatever. I got this at Hobby Lobby as well. It's a good ratio for lip balms. You can get little containers and get a lip balm. Also, if you don't want a bar, if you'd rather have a cream, then leave out the beeswax and do a 70-30 mix, with the 70 being your shea butter or your cocoa butter, 30% being the whatever oil that you choose. But the process is the same, except instead of putting it in a mold, you'll put it in some kind of container. This is a plastic jar that I saved. It originally had cocoa butter in it. I took off the label, washed it, and now it can be used for some kind of whatever else. So we could put a cream in there. Or I like using small jars, like the mason jars for canning. And they come in little 4-ounce sizes too, which are nice. I keep my blocks in these 16-ounce mason jars. So you can look around your house and find some kind of container that can work for that. Once everything is melted, we put it all in and it's melted, and then we'll add essential oils if we want. So I have a grapefruit essential oil right there. That would be great if really for anything, but especially if you're going to do a lip balm, you want to use a peppermint or something that would taste good. So I think I'm just going to make a small amount right now. So I've got this small measuring cup, and I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do a third of each. So you just take a spatula. Oops. No, and it's fine if you make a mess. Just clean it up later. Oops. Alright, it's just basically a rough estimate. If you find that your you don't like the ratio, like your final product comes out too firm or too soft, you can just remelt it. So I'm going to put this in the measuring cup like that. And then I'm going to use a hemp oil. Oh, the hemp's going to make it green, and that's fine. It doesn't look green on your skin, so. And then you want about the same amount of beeswax. If you want this to be vegan, you can use calendula wax, I think it's called. It's not as good for your skin as beeswax, but it's pretty good. It's a perfectly fine alternative. There we go. You can see inside of there we have those three things, and we're just gonna let that heat up and melt, and then when it's melted, we'll add the essential oil and we'll pour it in a mold. All right, so this has been heating for about 15 minutes, and so you can see it doesn't take that long to do this. And you can see in there, everything's all melted together. And you might be wondering, why does it look shimmery? And that's because I added some of this mineral powder. So this is not a chemical thing. It's completely natural, but if you want to add some color, so I put a little bit of this in there. The hemp oil is green, so I don't know how much of that color will show, but it gives a nice shimmer, just for the fun of it. Also at Hobby Lobby, I found these, it's a similar thing, but it's glitter, if you want to get fancy like that. And then they have colors, if you want to do lip colors. It's extremely transparent, so you don't have to worry about it being too much. And I found that it settles to the bottom if you put it in and then immediately pour. So after everything was melted, I used this tiny little scoop, and I put a couple of these scoops of it in there and stir and let it heat for a few more minutes. And now it's done. So we want to be careful not to burn ourselves. So I've got one of my hot gloves, and we can turn off the heat. And at this point, actually, you don't have to put essential oil in, but if you want to for some therapeutic reason, or just for it to smell good, you can, or it can have no scent at all. But I have some grapefruit essential oil here. One thing to know is very important to dilute the oil, because for safety reasons, essential oils can actually burn your skin, or at the least be irritant. And so you don't want your final product to be any more than 2% essential oil. So about 0.5% to 2%. So I've got 4 ounces of whatever this is, our lotion, liquid lotion stuff. I like a lot of essential oils. So I'm gonna add about 20 drops. Oops, you have to be careful. That was probably about 10. I don't know. I'm just estimating. This is grapefruit essential oil, so because I really like that one. I'm gonna stir it up. You could, if you wanted to make different, different essential oils in your different blocks, then you take your essential oil, put a few drops in each thing, and then after you pour, you stir it with a toothpick. You want to stir it because otherwise all of your essential oil would be just sitting at the bottom. All right, so let's pour this. This is one of my cute ones I got for us to do this in class, but my favorite is these large 1-inch cubes. We'll pour it in the little cute ones. You can do it however you want. And these make great gifts too. Birthdays, holidays. And then don't disturb it. Don't try to move it or do anything. As I said, if I had put the essential oil in each thing, then I would really fast stir each one. Use a different toothpick so you don't cross-contaminate if you're going to do that. And then after this hardens, what you get is something like this, a lotion bar. And then you just, I showed you guys this in class, but you just, the heat of your skin melts just the right amount on there. And then you can rub it around. I like to keep mine in a jar, like I said. And what else? That's it. Why would you want to do this? Because most of the lotions are full of crap that you don't need. Why would you want to pay for that? Why would you want to put that on your skin? Or you can get this really incredibly high quality product for probably a dollar or two per big bar like this. These cubes are so stuff like you might get at Lush or some of these expensive places. You can get it a lot cheaper, and plus your family and friends are going to be impressed when you make these for them. So there you go.